Let's now shift our focus to the latest on the Ahmedabad plane tragedy. The second black box has now been found. The device was recovered by the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau team from the rooftop of the resident doctors' hostel building where the flight crashed on Thursday. On Thursday night, the first black box was found in the rear of the aircraft. The Civil Aviation Minister, meanwhile, took to X and wrote, "This marks an important step forward in the investigation. This will significantly aid the inquiry into the incident." And the Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, has issued directives to Air India mandating immediate additional maintenance actions on its Boeing 7878 and 7879 aircraft equipped with Gen X engines. The move is aimed at enhancing operational safety and ensuring strict compliance with regulatory standards. Effective from midnight on June 15, Air India is required to conduct a one-time pre-departure check on flights leaving India. And this includes inspection of fuel parameter monitoring systems, cabin air compressors, electronic engine control systems, operational tests of the engine fuel-driven actuator and oil systems, serviceability checks of the hydraulic system, and a review of takeoff parameters. A team of NIA today visited the Ahmedabad plane crash site. The team was accompanied by other central agencies officials. Earlier, the National Disaster Response Force ramped up its emergency response, increasing the number of deployed teams at the crash site to 7. Prime Minister Modi visited the crash site in Ahmedabad today. And he also visited the hospital to meet the lone survivor of the crash. The London-bound jet crashed in Ahmedabad on Thursday. One passenger miraculously survived. The 40-year-old is the sole survivor at this point. The government has opened a formal investigation into the cause of the crash. The Air India CEO also was at the plane crash site today. Prime Minister Modi also held a review meeting with the officials at the airport. Our next story is about a miraculous escape. The man who cheated death and lives on to tell the tale. The visuals on your screen are jarring to say the least. And someone survived, the passenger on seat 11A, the miracle survivor.
नजरों के सब सामने हुआ था. मेरे खुद को भी बिलीव नहीं होता कि मैं कैसे उसमें से जिंदा बाहर निकला. क्योंकि थोड़ा टाइम लिए कि तो मेरे को लगा था कि मैं भी मरने वाला हूँ. लेकिन जब मेरी आँख खुल गई, मैं देखा ना, तो मुझे लगा मैं जिंदा हूँ. तो मैंने ट्राई किया, जब मेरी सीट थे वो मेरी बेल्ट निकाला, मैंने वो ट्राई किया जहाँ से निकल सकता वहाँ से, तो मैं निकल गया वहाँ से. मेरे सामने नजरों के सामने एयर होस्टल और दूसरे आंटी अंकल सभी उसमें मिस हो गए थे सभी.
And he was filmed after the crash, limping on the street in a blood-stained shirt with bruises on his face. The man narrated how he was able to cheat death.
मैं जो साइड पे था ना, वो साइड हॉस्टल पे नहीं लैंड हुई थी. हॉस्टल के जो ग्राउंड फ्लोर है ना, जैसे नीचे, वहाँ लैंड हुई थी. तो मुझे दूसरे के बारे में मेरे को पता नहीं, लेकिन मैं जहाँ लैंड हुआ था ना, वो नीचे की साइड थी. तो जब वहाँ थोड़ा पेस भी था प्लेन के जब बाहर, तो जब जैसे मेरा डोर टूटा ना सब, तो मैंने देखा ना जब सामने कि थोड़ा इधर पेस है, तो मैं ट्राई कर सकता हूँ निकलने के लिए. तो मैंने ट्राई किया निकलने के लिए, तो फिर मैं निकल गया उधर. क्योंकि अपोजिट साइड पे थे ना, वो बिल्डिंग का वो था ना दीवार, तो उधर से कोई शायद नहीं निकल सका होगा, क्योंकि उधर पूरा उधर ही क्रैश हुआ था. मैं जो जहाँ था वहाँ ही थोड़ा पेस था. फिर भी मेरे पता नहीं मैं कैसे बचा हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे नज़र के सामने ही सब दो एयर होस्टल वो अंकल आंटी सब उधर ही सब.
You can call it luck, destiny, miracle, whatever it was. Seat 11A saved his life. In fact, Prime Minister Modi, like we said, met him earlier today. Ramesh lives on, but his family still mourns as his brother was also on board that plane. His seat was 11J reportedly, and for him, unfortunately, there was no miracle. Among the dead, an entire family of 5. Dr. Koni Vyas, a renowned physician, husband Dr. Pradeep Joshi, their 3 children. What was meant to be a family trip to London became their final journey together. Meanwhile, Mahadev Pawar and his wife were on their way to visit their elder son in London. Their younger son bid his parents a final goodbye at the airport. The captain, Sumit Sabharwal, and co-pilot, along with crew members, all of them lost their lives. In fact, the entire world is closely watching what things are looking like. Here's how the reactions have been as Iran vowed revenge. Its proxies in the region all threatened regional retaliation. The UN Secretary General, in fact, has urged maximum restraint, condemning escalation and warning that strikes on nuclear sites could have grave consequences. The UN's nuclear watchdog, IAEA, also echoed that fear, saying that nuclear sites must never be targeted and that such actions threaten millions. The NATO chief called on Israel's allies, including the US, to focus on de-escalation. This even as the White House insisted that it had no role in the Israeli operation. Across West Asia, countries from Iraq to Oman, Saudi Arabia, Qatar have all condemned Israel's attack, calling it a violation of international law and a threat to regional stability. Turkey has also called the strike a reckless provocation. China said it's deeply concerned and urged calm. Russia called it a sharp escalation and a dangerous turn. Even Afghanistan's Taliban said that Israeli attacks violated international law and fueled regional insecurity. In Europe, EU leaders called for diplomacy, while some like France and Germany backed Israel's fight to defend itself, warning against further escalation. Countries in the Asia-Pacific region also urged an immediate return to diplomatic talks, saying that the strikes have put the entire region at risk. In Africa, there is near unanimity. They say that Israel's strike could destabilize a region already on the brink, and all eyes now turn to Sunday's scheduled nuclear talks. Will diplomacy survive the fallout, or is this the beginning of something much bigger? To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.